must realize you are doomed.
Welcome, everybody. We're here to talk about Lord of Rings, Rings of Power, Unlimited Power. Episode, what is this? 3, I think it is.
Yeah,
right?
episode 3.
No, is it episode 3?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Okay, I don't know. It just feels a little longer. Episode 3. Here we go, man. Another hour, I guess, of a episode of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it. Before we get into this, though, if you're new to this channel, do us a favor. Go ahead and hit that sub button for us and help us get to 500 subscribers. We're so want to get to that point, but we can't get there unless you can help us out. So go ahead and hit that. All right, folks. So let's get into this episode. Lord of the Rings, Rings of the Power. One thing I do have to say, visually stunning still.
Yes.
Still visually stunning.
Yes.
I mean, I want to get into it already. Let's already, because I know you got some words about right away about the Hartfoots. Hartfoots?
The Hartfoots, yeah.
Hartfoots, yeah.
Yeah.
The you know, the sisters and brothers of, I guess you would call the hobbits, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
The imitations of the hobbits. And I'm just gonna let you go ahead, brother. I know you got some stuff to say about these people here, so go ahead.
I mean, it's the same stuff that I said. I felt like I repeated so much on a review of episode 1 and 2. They're just not interesting. I mean, their story's not interesting. The most interesting part about them is the fact that they have the stranger with them.
Yes.
And even that seems like a little like that. There's a scene where he finally appears in front of the family. Like, well,
yeah,
he's in the back of the cart while they're pulling it, and he pops out. And that little scene, it felt like I was watching Harry and the Hendersons. Like he was Bigfoot, and he goes, "Friend," or whatever. I was like, "The hell is this, man?" Their part in this series is just so forgettable. Like I could care less about the Hartfoots. Now, yes, you brought up the graphics, and I actually want to ask your I want to ask your opinion about. But before we get to that, I want to ask your opinion about how do you feel about the Hartfoots. Are they interesting to you at all, or
not really? It kind of go through a bathroom break during this time when they're when it's focusing on them. And I know we're probably missing something, you know. I'm pretty sure we're missing something as far as the details. But like you said, the characters themselves are not very interesting whatsoever.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing. I don't know what her name is. I think it's Elnora, the one who found the cave guy, the stranger.
Oh yeah, the little girl.
Listen. I did find out her age, so I can say this. Girl needs to wear a bra in this show. Straight up, her tatas when she's jogging a little bit are just. I'm like, okay, this young lady needs to get a fucking sports bra or something. Straight up, man.
It's so funny. You had to look up the age first before you commented.
I did. You know, you're watching on Amazon. You can click on the side. It gives you the actors and actresses. So I had to look it up before. I'm like, you know what? Let me look this up before I say something. But even so, like, she needs a bra. Can somebody give this lady a bra? Because I'm not saying it's distracting, but it's just like, well, why are they flying all over when she's moving a little fast here? Man, the Hartfoots. Oh man, the Hartfoots. Yeah, it's hard to get into right now. I'm hoping maybe later on, as the episodes or this series goes on, their story will get a little more interesting, more adventurous. Yeah. That's what I guess the key is, more adventurous for the Hartfords. And really, I can't really say too much more about it because I really don't know much more. Well, it's already three episodes in, and they've been giving us every episode. They've been giving us their story.
Yeah,
and I can't say much more about this story. Except for the strangers there, and it's just, ugh. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of sad.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been like that since the original trilogy. I never cared for the Hobbits besides Samwise. Samwise, Gimli, Samwise and Bilbo were the only ones that I ever cared about when Bilbo was when I watched the Hobbit movies. But I didn't care about Pippin. I didn't care about Merry. Frodo was fucking annoying throughout like the whole series.
What about Sam?
He wouldn't. That's what I said. Samwise Gamgee is my guy, man. Everyone knows that. All my friends know that Samwise is my guy. If it wasn't for Sam, Frodo would have died a long time ago, man.
True.
Samwise Gamgee is the real hero of Lord of the Rings, man. And he's the only Hobbit I cared about. If the other Hobbits weren't in there, I wouldn't give a shit. Even though I know it's Frodo needed to be part of it. Yeah, but like their like culture and their like upbringing and everything, I could care less about. And they're like trying to base this show a lot more on that than Galadriel. Galadriel, they have her off with some random ass guy. I forgot his name. Halbrand.
Okay.
A very forgettable character. No one cares about him. And
Nobody.
Amazon's trying to get you to give a shit about him. Just like they're trying to get you to give a shit about a lot of the other characters that they brought along. The only character that they brought in here that I actually care a lot about, and I feel like he honestly should be the main character of the show because the actor himself is amazing, and I love his whole story that he's got going. And that's Arendir, the elf that this episode was like all around. It was basically based on him. He is, I swear, he's the one carrying the show. He is the one carrying the show right now. So for me, it's him and the graphics. Those are the only things that are keeping me interesting. But
I don't know which elf you're talking about, but I actually think both elves are carrying the show for me. The one with the dwarf and friend. Folks, I'm terrible with these names. I mean, Richard's more of a Lord of the Rings fan than I am. Not saying I'm not a fan. It's just it's hard for all these names for all these different shows. So it's going to be a while before I get
talking about Elrond.
There's
both. Episode?
It's both elves that I like. The other elf that's with the orcs that got captured.
Yeah. That's Arendir.
Yeah, he's
carrying it, dude.
That's he's carrying it as well, and so are the orcs in the way too. Because I love their design now.
Their designs, amazing.
Yeah, and it's more practical than the CGI that we got from the orcs from the original trilogy and everything. Trilogy. So I dig it. I mean, I know it doesn't look the same, but it's not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? This is years before. So you see them with the practical effects and everything. So I enjoy it more because they did it like that. Yeah. Man, when you're talking about Galadriel, I love that scenery there, the island that they're on, the island of I know it's not the island of freaking forgot it was in the back of my head. Marion, or I don't know. But anyways, but
it was beautiful.
It was beautiful. I was like, dude, I would love to live there. And then the captain, the captain, that ship that came in that had Galandria in them.
Yeah,
her son and her son or her his daughter, I guess.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna say something.
I said, who is that? Was like,
that's how they're gonna get viewers, man. I swear that's how they're gonna get viewers.
Man, I was like, So I mean, but anyways, other than that, I mean, we don't even know her story. But even with that and all the scenery, I'm still, I don't know. They're going very slow for me, very slow bit. Even on the Galandria stuff, they're going so slow, and yet they're forgetting about other stories.
Yes,
like we didn't get what's his elf's name, the Elrond. We really didn't get much story.
Yeah,
we didn't
get not yet. Yeah,
on this episode, and we didn't get the story about the mother and the child that just faced off with the orc, and they were leaving. All of them were leaving the field that they were in.
Yeah,
we didn't get nothing about it.
Yeah,
but yet we're dragging on the stories with these other ones, where I'm like, okay, what happened to why couldn't they? I don't know. The pacing's a little weird for me.
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm not enjoying it. It's just a little weird. I don't know if it has something to do with. I'll say I know it's not in competition, but it is. You can't say it's not with the House of Dragon. You know what I'm saying? And into my back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I know it's not House of Dragon. It's different and everything. But to me, it's just it is so slow and methodical. I'm like, okay, all right, maybe the next scene is gonna be better, or when they come back to the story.
I feel you. That's how I felt. Like as I was watching this episode, besides the scenery and the Arendeer stuff, like the whole time in the back of my head, I'm like, I wonder what's gonna happen on the House of the Dragons, and this Sunday. Like I can't help it, man. This, you know what? They should have listened to what Peter Jackson had to say. Peter Jackson knows, like I understand Tolkien wrote the books. He's the one that created the characters, but Peter Jackson really made you love some of these characters. Amazon it's like they don't know where they're going, man. They're bringing characters like Isildur, the guy they introduced in this episode. He's huge. He's the guy that cut off Sauron's finger, and that's how they got the ring off. So he's pretty big in the story. But then you got Amazon bringing in their own characters, like this guy that's with Galadriel. No one cares about him, man. Stop trying to make people care about him. And I just really wish they would have took Peter Jackson's call and let him read over the script and let him know, whoa, man, you got way too much stuff going on right now. You got way too much. You're bringing in way too many characters in just 3 episodes. You got to stick to a certain amount of people. This show is about Galadriel, and I thought it was gonna be a lot of Elrond, but there's not too much Elrond. And
they got a lot of stories.
Of
stories going around.
Yeah,
and this episode's proof in the pudding as far as it's too many stories to put in one episode.
Too much.
And at the rate that they're going, because they're explaining so much and being methodical and everything about every little thing. Because of the slow pace, they definitely weren't able to get all the characters. And this is an hour-long show. Every episode's been a good hour long, and I just don't get it. I don't get why they're going so slow on some of this stuff. I don't get it. But I do appreciate some of the stuff that they're doing. But like I said, to get to that point, it's such a slow burn right now. Hopefully, I'm hoping it picks up.
Yes,
I hope it gets more adventurous. It gets more into it. It gets more fast. I really do hope, because I don't want this to fail, and then the Amazon don't either, because they're gonna say, well, you should have asked about Peter Jackson, what he would have thought about the script, because like you said earlier, we said this weeks ago, a month ago.
So the whole another thing that I was interested in, though, is at the end, whenever they take Arendeer and they're like, no, don't kill him or don't do anything. Take him to Adar. I think that's what they call him. Adar. I forgot the name of the character. So I'm hoping next episode, man, it's got to pick up next episode. It just has to.
Well, I'm hoping it does pick up next episode, especially with like you said, with Arendeer. They man, that was pretty good. I love the little I forgot what the dog's name was, but the little
I forgot what they called it.
Yeah, but anyways, that was pretty cool. And I was surprised they killed both his boys like that, man, right away. I was like, oh wow. But I'm loving that story for sure. That's been been carrying it. That's been carrying it for me. That, and like Elrond, and what's the daughter, not the daughter, the mother and the son too, even though they didn't show it. That's been really carrying for me. And I'm not saying that Galadriel isn't. It's just a slow burn right now. So I'm hoping that it's gonna pay off in the long run. I'm really hoping so.
So let me get back on the Harfoots. I'm gonna rip them apart a little bit more. So the Harfoots, the whole point of them right now is to figure out more about the stranger. Everyone wants to know who the stranger is. Is it Saruman? Is it Gandalf? Who is it? People are feeling like there's theories out there that they think it's one of the wizards. In this episode, we didn't get shit about anything about him. Just them revealing him to their people. That was it. And then they bring in freaking Bill Cosby over here, trying to like give a speech about like all the ones that have died in the past. I could not care less, man. I'm sorry. And I need to see comments in this video if y'all feel the way I feel, because I just can't see anyone finding them interesting. I just can't. I'm sorry, I just can't. So next episode's got to pick up, man, or else I'm not even gonna lie, I might be out. I might be out.
Wow, you might be tapping out already if it doesn't pick
4
up.
episodes. This is 4 episodes, man.
Yeah,
this is 4 episodes.
I hear you.
No, I might end up finish watching it.
Yeah,
at least
you're gonna finish.
At least for Aaron Deer, man, because like he's a character I actually am starting to like a lot, and I think that's an Amazon developed character right there. I don't think he's in the books.
What'd you think about the mystery orc coming down too? You couldn't really see him because the picture was like, oh, why would you? I thought they were gonna show him like, oh, here comes Mr. Batty himself.
Yeah,
but yeah. I mean, they keep me hanging on that part. That story for sure is keeping me hanging. Is keeping me in.
And if they give me more Isildur, like his story, I would love to see more of that. And him, his sister, and his father. I would love to see what they do with that. But I mean, Isildur is a pretty big part of Lord of the Rings. So,
well, folks, I mean, it looks like this one's a little disappointing. Would you say this was a disappointing episode for its totality as an episode?
You know what? As much as I hate the Hartfoot stuff, Isildur stuff, not Isildur, but the Arendir stuff made it better than I made it sound, because the ending was really good. I love the stuff with him.
So the ending saved this episode.
Yeah,
I totally agree with Rich for sure. The ending did save the episode, and so did the scenery as well. I mean, beautiful scenery. We'd love to be on that island.
So did the sister, right?
Huh?
And so did that sister, right?
So that sister too. And tell that girl to wear a bra. All right, folks. Hey, if you guys like this video, do us a big favor, hit that like button, because it surely does help us. And we want to thank you for joining us. Rich, where can they find us?
Guys, check out our description down below in this video. We have our link tree that has links to everything that we're a part of, our Instagram, our TikTok, and most importantly, our Spotify and Apple Podcasts. This review of this episode will be up on our Spotify and Apple Podcasts, just same as every other review that we've done in the past. If you guys are ever on the way home or to work or at the gym, or you got spare time and you can't get to YouTube and watch us, check us out on there. We put up, like I said, all of our reviews of different episodes, and even our extremely late reviews of different movies. So yeah, you guys don't want to miss out on that.
All right, everybody, that's gonna do it for me and Rich on Rings of Power episode 3 review. Till next time.